Warning: the consumption of raw beef may result in an increased risk of mild irritation, general discomfort, and/or hurt feelings. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Raw Beef. We're up here. We're chopping it up. There's no way. I've never been good at intros or outros, and that's the point. Welcome back. It's been a while since we've recorded, and that's by design. Because like anything good in life, you need to let it cook. You need to let it settle. And much like good things in life, we're here with my good friend Zahid Dewji.
Hey, what's up, man?
Now I'm going to admit this to you as your very close friend, also a Southerner. I've never said your last name out loud.
Yeah,
right? I always let other people do it.
That's everybody else is doing that. Everybody else is pointing at each other, being like, "You finish it."
Right. But
yeah.
I think we should be at a point where I should be able to read.
Yeah.
You know, but also the reminder that the W, we were just talking about this, is flipped and it's a V.
Indians can't figure out the WV situation. Like they'll say like miniwan.
You know who else does that? Scandinavians.
I was going to say idiots.
I mean, we all know.
Fucking idiots. They'll pronounce it Volkswagen, and you're like, just look at what you're reading.
I mean, that does kind of Volkswagen actually go with.
It's almost German.
It kind of goes with what it's a Volkswagen. They're all in there. They're all in there just, using proper pronouns and, just walking around, just pointing out social injustices.
I don't know why I was thinking it was just somebody who just hates clowns. They're all in there, just 19 of them.
Dude, a clown car situation, very farts.
Yeah.
Someone being cocky and then falling down or running into something.
My favorite thing ever.
And clown cars. These are the three I can't stop laughing at situations.
Yeah. The confident fall down is the greatest. Because there's no way to recover. I mean,
someone being a dick and then being like, hey, you know what? I run this shit. Walking right into a wall. Oh, I'll laugh for 2 years.
On the flip side, my brother and I used to have this thing where we called it point affirmation.
Okay.
That's when you like said something cool, but then you like toss like a crumpled up piece of paper into the garbage can.
Okay.
And you're like, you just won. You affirm the point by doing a cool thing well after you said
like
the thing.
Like if you're pouring someone a drink and you're like, I'm just saying, we need to step it up.
Yeah, and they grab it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the argument's done.
They weren't even going to drink it. They pound it.
You just, what are you going to say after that? That's cool enough for what I just did. Nothing. Get fucking lost.
I'm trying to think of what are other like
I said, they don't deserve rights. And then, 3-pointer.
Yeah. Of course, we're talking about prisoners that have been charged with sexual assault.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then
behind the back, Salt Bay or whatever.
Lands on my head. But also,
that's the flip side of that. Yeah.
If you just said the flip side, which by the way, I just want to throw this out there. Zahid's wearing a Turkey and the Wolf hat.
Yeah.
That's a fucking dope ass spot in New Orleans.
Yes, it's
that
great.
Makes some goddamn exceptional sandwiches.
You can hear about it on my new podcast, The Flip Side. No, my friend gave me this hat. It's such a great sandwich shop. I got stopped on the street. I got stopped at the airport. People, when I wear this hat, people think I own the restaurant. This is the only time I've ever worn it where people are like, "Oh, the owner." I got stopped. Somebody bought me a drink in DC. Yeah, because the owner is very specific. He's like a very specific dude.
Yeah, he's like a. I've heard tell he's like a French trained chef.
It's like Bourdain style, like rock and roll.
I'm gonna make a fried bologna sandwich.
Yeah, rock and roll chef. Like
I've seen him. No, I have seen him before.
If you like deflated Maddie Matheson.
Yes, I've seen him before. I can't think of his name, but he does not look like someone whose go-to sandwich is a fried bologna sandwich with chips.
He looks like when you
fucking amazing, by the way.
Yeah, when you walk by. Yeah. You are trying to calculate how many singles you have to give to him.
Right.
You're like, that guy's gonna ask me for money, so I should have something ready.
Yeah.
I can't pull out the big wad. I gotta have the small wad ready to go.
If I got a 5, I can part with a 5.
Yeah, and he's like, no, this is my shop.
Guy's also worth $2 million. Yeah.
Yeah. But somebody in DC was like Turkey and the Wolf, and I was like, hell yeah. And he's like, let me get you a drink. And I was like, I don't have any ownership. Just bought me a drink.
That guy was like, oh, I know. I just love Rage Against the Machine and didn't realize you loved because the Tom Morello, bro.
Yeah, I do. You always tell me this. I'm always rocking the Morello.
Sometimes I look at you when you're walking up and I know it's you.
Yeah,
I'm 300% confident it's you, and I'm like, but what if
one
that's
day
actually Tom Morello? That's a good look to resemble one of the greatest, most innovative guitarists of all time.
Oh well, thank you. You know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe this, but I also own a sandwich shop.
Look at that right there. That's not that crazy far off.
No, it's not that. He's just in better shape. I like that you picked a photo of him playing an acoustic, which has never happened.
That's from Mike. What's that band? You know that band? It's not Rage. He's got another one like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's not the band.
It's like vintage plural fuck or something like that.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's not that band. That's not the band.
The Night Watchman.
The Night Watchman. Yeah. Watchmen comic book. Guardians of the Galaxy comic book. I wasn't insanely far off.
I'm gonna think about that for days.
Yeah. It's about as far off as you two looking alike. I mean, dude, I saw Rage Against the Machine. I've talked about this like 4 times on this podcast.
My brother and you met, and you guys were both going to go, and then they switched off the dates or something like that.
I saw them at the Garden last year. Tom Morello, I think, I'm going to say 58 or 59 years old.
He looks so
and
good
he's still like throwing guitars to the techs, and they're throwing them back, and he's catching them and like jumping off the stacks and shit. He's still like, I hope to Christ you're that youthful when you're 59.
Oh, I'm not even youthful this much now. There are times when I get home and I'm like, ow, my knee. Nothing happened, just my knee hurts.
That's a fun part of aging when you're just sitting.
I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Like when I like do this and this goes down, it's like
you're doing it right
it's
now.
like, oh, pain. No, now it's hit pain. Like I'm moving through this. This is painful. I don't know when that happened, but it's a shitty body.
Well, I mean, I think comedians or just single people or just humans. We're living in New York. Which
those are all 3 steps down.
let's do a timeline here.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Queens, right? And then when I met you, you were living in Houston.
Yeah, you met me like my first year of stand-up.
Which is where you started in Houston.
2014 in Houston.
Because you went to college in Houston?
I went to college at NYU here. I came back and I moved back to Houston because there was a hiring freeze.
What do you mean back to Houston?
I went to high school in Houston.
Oh,
yeah,
there it
so
goes.
I've always been back in.
Solved.
It's always been back and forth.
So you grew up in Queens till what age?
Queens. Then we moved to Long Island when I was 8 because my parents had saved up all this money.
Right.
And then we went to Houston where they then proceeded to lose it.
Yeah, like I think it feels like Long Island was like the destination of like.
Oh, dude, I remember
white flight suburban, but then you get out there and you're like, this shit's fucking.
We had a yard.
Everybody knows someone in the mafia, huh? Everybody.
We used to ride our bikes in Queens. We used to ride our bikes in the Queens Center Mall parking lot in circles. Like it was like West Side Story, just me and my brother just circling around. That was it. We were like, "Oh, this is what you do."
This
like
is our turf.
Yeah, and then we went to Long Island, and as soon as we got there, I remember being like, "Those poor motherfuckers."
Yeah.
I just immediately switched sides. I was like the youngest Republican. It's just like we got a yard. Fuck you.
Oh, you mean? Oh, I'm completely. So you're saying in Queens?
No, when we got to Long Island, I'm saying like I immediately thought everybody in Queens was like I was like way better than them in my head because we had never had a house, like we had never had a yard, we never had, you know.
So what age were you when y'all moved to Houston?
13, I think 13.
Oh, that's a tender age to be jumping.
Oh, I got
ship.
my ass just
especially jumping.
It was like going to prison at 13.
Yeah.
I had a bowl cut. What,
dude?
I had a bowl cut and I was 3 inches tall. And I moved to Texas, and it was so bad. But then everything turned out fine. I became a theater kid in high school, and comedy happened, and now we're here. So
that's what I do find funny about Texas is like, you know, like I know Austin's super hot right now. People always jumped. I mean, Austin. I think it's fair to say too. People keep forgetting that Austin's been this way forever.
Everyone's
in my experience for 20 years.
Everyone's like Christopher Columbusing it with like,
everybody's acting like Austin's. Yeah,
it's like
finally
you didn't
pop. It's like Austin's every I want to say 3 years. Austin has like shit, everybody's moving there.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes again.
And,
But I love Austin, but it's also like you get to an Austin and then you travel 40 minutes outside of it and you're like, you forgot you was in Texas.
Yeah, you're in the eye of the hurricane.
You done forgot you in Texas, man. Same thing with Houston, though. It's like the 4th largest city in America.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And then all of a sudden, every now and again, you're like, where the fuck did that truck full of loony fucking gun-loving, angry... Oh, that's right. The state
this is where
surrounding.
We are.
Yeah.
Every time we meet, we're like in downtown, like East Downtown or something. So we're in the heart of the city. You know, and then you go to like just 15 minutes out and like you're in the suburbs again and it's boring and then it just gets more and more boring and it gets so boring that it's kind of fun again because they have guns. But then the rights go away. So
Exactly.
so it's a trade off.
And then you can't drive. You can't drive in the left lane of the interstate. You can only pass.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that shit?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how I fucking figured that fucking shit out or learned it. So I've driven through the state of Texas, growing up in Louisiana. I'm gonna say 25 times. I've drove to LA and back twice. Right?
From Texas?
From Louisiana. From New Orleans to LA.
Why?
The first time because I was moving out there.
Second time's got to be a girl.
Second time was coming back.
Okay.
To go home for Christmas.
Oh my
So
god.
bam, bam. So just once there and back. So twice.
That's like a trek. That's a journey. That's the whole
It's
thing.
only a trek in western Texas where there's nothing. Between like the middle, like San Antonio-ish area and El Paso is just like, am I in purgatory? What have I done? But there is a little town in just east of San Antonio called Van Horn, Texas.
It sounds like you're writing a country song right now.
Dude,
There's a little town east of San Antonio.
Van Horn. Van Horn. And then a horn comes in, which you don't hear in country songs much, but when you do, you like they needed that horn right there. That was a point need be made. But that dude, the fucking what was I talking about?
Van Horn, Texas. Yeah.
But no, driving on the. So, fellow comedian and friend Cypher Sounds.
Oh, I love Syph.
So,
the best.
In 2021, we were supposed to do shows in Durango, Colorado, and it wasn't until we arrived in Durango, Colorado, where we were having lunch, jalapeno jelly coated cheeseburger that I didn't even really want, but I was like, I just order it.
Cypher's also
easy.
so weird with food, so I was
weird.
about to ask you what he ordered.
But I'm eating this cheeseburger, and I'm like, I should be able to taste this jalapeno cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I should also be able to smell it. I should also be able to taste this hot sauce. I probably have COVID then. This is 2021. So I like back away from where we're hanging out, and I'm like, guys, I can't smell or taste anything. And then we found a place that had like, back then it was relatively new, like self-testing. And I was like, yep, that's positive as fuck.
Wow, that's how you found out?
Yeah, and
that's
it
wild.
because it was about 3 hours before showtime. So I then had to call the promoter, who you know who you are, guy. His name's Dan. He's a good dude. I think he still hates me because it was like it must suck for a fucking promoter to be like,
somebody calls you ahead of time.
I got COVID. I can't do the show. And he was even like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, I wouldn't just fly to Durango to then lie about this.
That's crazy.
So at the time, my girlfriend at the time, she tested negative and Cypher tested negative.
Nice,
so she got immediately on a fucking flight and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, of course.
I expected Cypher to do the same. And he was like, nah, dude, I'm not leaving you here. I'm not leaving you here. And he's like, I don't give a shit. I tested negative. I'm vaccinated. I'm renting a car. We're driving back to New York.
No way. He got in the car with you?
And I told him, I'm like, I'm not going to let you ride in a car with me for 36 hours. And he was
wild.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
That's...
Yeah.
Look, I wouldn't do that.
That's friendship.
That's such good friendship.
But I wore a mask for like the first day. But while we were driving... we drove. Lubbock is way the fuck up there.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to go through Lubbock. I got pulled over I was driving. Got pulled over for riding in the left lane. When we pulled over, Cypher was like, "Turn the car off." He put all the windows down first. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Turn the car off. Turn it off." He pulled the keys out, put them on the dash. He's like, "We're good."
Oh, he went straight to New York. He's like, I know exactly what I look like. And I know exactly what.
Something I had never even considered. The amount of times I've never been a dick, but the amount of times I've been like, if I was by myself and that cop would have been like, "You can't ride in the left lane," which is what he said. He's like, "I pulled you over because you were riding in the left lane." If I was by myself, I'd have been like, "I've driven through the state 20 times. That's never."
I'll be honest. I didn't know that.
Right. He'd said that.
I thought you meant the shoulder. When you first said this, I thought you meant the shoulder.
According to this fucking highway patrolman, it is illegal in the state of Texas to ride in the left lane.
No, that's
you can only
crazy.
Pass. Oh, he pulled us over because we had out-of-state plates.
Oh,
and
Cypher was brown.
And Cypher's brown. That's 100% what happened. But I would have been.
Everybody knows you can't drive when it's 63 degrees. It's like such a specific.
Everybody knows you can only go the speed of the temperature outside. Right now, maybe when you guys started driving, it was 70, but it just dropped to 45.
That's exactly what.
But it was an interesting experience to see it from that angle, because then the cop was like very cool, because we were like, "Hey, look in here."
Yeah, we got nothing.
What are we doing? We're driving back to New York because I have COVID.
We got a bunch of COVID that you can have.
He didn't seem to give a shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got the thing that's not real? That's crazy.
But you, just so you know, there's hope in this world.
Oh, okay.
Came from the slums of Houston.
I like that you didn't say Queens. You said slums of Houston.
The slums of Houston. Because that's where I met you.
Yeah.
And you moved to LA for a while, which I disagreed with.
I was there on a project for 3 months, and then I was about to move, and then I was about to move, like a week before.
Yeah.
Then this happened.
And now what he means by this is the young man Zahid got him a job at Late Night with Jimmy Fallon.
Tonight Show, yeah.
The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Not Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Jesus Christ, it's the Tonight Show now.
It's Tonight Show now.
I did that. I did it back in December.
Yeah, I saw that with Che.
With Che, yeah.
That was awesome, man.
Michael Che's an angel.
That was great. I watched that, man. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, that's fucking awesome, right?
Thanks, man. Yeah. Every morning I have to suck Jimmy Fallon's toes. It's weird.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard that's only the first few months.
They're
now.
like, he's hazing. I don't know.
Right. He makes you write jokes in Sanskrit. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Is it just me or is it everybody? He's like, it's just you.
He just lets you.
This is just for you.
Yeah. He's like, what if you're just a white person? Write it in Gaelic. He wants you to write
Here's
it in
a feather pen and a glass of ranch. Just what?
Like, yep.
No, it's good. It's good. It's tiring. I've never had like not never. It's just like it's just long hours. And
oh yeah,
they're doing it every night. Did you know this?
Yeah. You're like, wait, really? 5 days a week?
We're on break right now, so it's great.
How long is the break?
A week. So I've been off for like the weekend, the week, and then the weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's been good. I've gone up. I've been here for a month. I've gone up 6 times.
I mean, yeah, like that's the balance, I guess, is like. Because you're up every day at what time? What time does your alarm go off?
Oh, I'm talking about up in terms of like comedy.
No, I know about go up. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've only been awake 6 times?
I've been awake 6 times.
Oh, wow, man.
This fucking city really never sleeps.
No, no. Are you going up tonight on stage?
No, I got nothing. I'm just going to work on some personal shit.
Yeah, I get you, bro.
You know?
Hell's Kitchen shit?
I'm just going to revamp my website. Like, just boring. No one.
Admin.
Things nobody makes spaghetti. Things nobody cares about.
Are you watching The Last of Us?
I watched that, and I wanted to start the last season of Succession.
Oh, that just. Okay.
I haven't watched it yet.
We just timestamped this episode.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
I mean, the last season of insert whatever bullshit you want to put in here.
Which is fine.
Sean Patton's new special now streaming on Peacock.
Yes, it has been streaming on Peacock for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Anyway, watch it. Watch it right now. It's called Number One. You can watch it for free. By the way, people don't realize that you can watch stuff on Peacock for pretty much free.
Nobody knows that the apps are, everyone, because everything has an app.
And
every single thing has an app.
Real quick, I got to choose the commercial break times. So it's not
no
gonna,
way.
Yeah, it's not going to interrupt the bit. It's like
that's cool.
They let me do that. That was dope. Anyway, if you watch it for free, or you can pay, watch it without commercials.
I would have done that right before every punchline.
Just keep them hanging. Just keep them, and they come back like, I forgot the setup.
I would have made my own commercial that I would then give into NBC. That would play in between my own special.
This is what I like about you.
That would have been like, fuck you.
Well, wait. Well, let's get. Speaking of fuck you, let's get to the fuck.
Oh, all right.
Because we can just been hemming. We can hem and haw.
I know.
But like, let's get to the goddamn meat of this.
A lot of things have been pissing me off.
What is that which? Real quick, answer my earlier question.
Yeah.
What time do you get up every morning?
For the show?
Or
for like on the weekends, like naturally?
No, for the show.
I'm usually pitches are due by 9:15, so usually I'm up by like 7:45.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to get myself in the mindset of like, yeah, that pisses me off.
Yeah. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, God damn it, and then I'm happy. It's nice. It's fun.
Okay. So what now? Outside of that, what's a beef? What do we got to cook?
Okay, so we're both food people.
Ooh.
And I know I know everyone's food people because you're people. Like, I get that everyone eats.
Like you have to,
but some people don't give a shit. And I love cooking, and I've been keeping a running list of what I call food hoaxes.
Food hoaxes?
Yeah, like things that are like bullshit with food. Like food bullshit that I'm like, this isn't real. Stop selling me on this shit.
Believe it or not, I think this is the first food-based beef we've had on a show called Raw Beef.
I know, and I was like, try not to reveal it to you.
No, I'm with you on this. Let's go.
I got to start with the wedge salad. Just fucking cut it. Just cut it. Just cut it. Just fucking cut it. Just fucking cut it. It's a salad. You're like, what are you doing? Why is it $8 more? Because you didn't do your job.
Because it's just a chunk of lettuce.
It's bullshit, dude. I'm so mad.
Wait, Mike, how do you feel about the wedge salad?
I think the wedge salad is bullshit, but I think that it's just an excuse to drink blue cheese dressing, and they're like, "Oh, we'll throw some salad under here," and they didn't think about it because it's just always drowning in blue cheese.
That's it. They put like
bacon.
lumbo crab meat or jumbo crab meat. Lumbo. That's not even a word.
I'm gonna call it lumbo.
Lumbo.
Lumbo. Nope, it's of the lumbo.
Sometimes when you want to say lump and jumbo, just put it together.
That's what it was. I was like, where did I come up with it? I had. There's one. Pearl is in Austin. I always get oysters there. With some Austin comics.
Yeah. Nothing like some landlocked oysters, baby.
You know Ashley Overton in Austin?
Yeah, I think
and
so.
Leah Sampson?
I think so.
We always get
sure.
we always go to Pearl's and get oysters whenever I'm in Austin.
Okay.
And then Avery Moore told me about the
Love
wet
Avery.
salads there.
Yeah.
And I tried it and it was so good. And I was mad at myself for going against my principles, trying a thing, flipping, and still in my head. And also just any deconstructed menu items. I just construct it. It's the only time where you could not do your job and I have to pay double.
Yeah, I feel like that was a trend that was going on for a while.
It's bullshit.
That eventually people were like, wait a second, how about you mix the goddamn...
You could never do that. What if you walked in here like, oh, deconstruct a podcast? Like, you do the work. Like, that's insane.
Because okay, so I love poke.
Yes.
Poke? Yeah.
Put the little...
But I put that motherfucker in a silver bowl and mix it for me, please.
Yeah. Do the job. Do the work.
I do hate that shit where you
That I
get
have
it's
to
like everything's segmented.
Separate. Yeah.
But I hate... Have you ever seen the movie Pig? Nicolas Cage?
I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list.
So there's a scene in there where he confronts a chef who's just a trendy chef, and it's fucking beautiful. But that is something I have never understood. And now, granted, I'm not a business owner or a chef. But
Wait, you're not a business owner or a chef?
No, believe it or not.
Weird.
Yeah, I know the raw beef. You'd think I was just a fucking tartar. I'm a tartar guy, you know?
Tartar outside of food does not feel 2023.
Bro, tartar.
This guy was driving in the left lane the whole time. What a tartar.
I call the fans the tartars, man. And like they know it, they love it. But the thing is, chasing trends.
Yeah.
You don't see that has a limit. That isn't. I mean, I think that applies to any.
I was about to say that's in anything, like even comedy right now. When you're watching people be like the crowd work clip thing, and you're like, oh my god, fucking put a gun in my ass.
What do you think about put a gun
in my ass? Don't shoot it. Just leave it there. Let it soak.
I want it to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
And know that it could be worse though. That you could fire it, and I just.
It sucks because now I want to do crowd work because it's a crutch, and when I do it, people are like, "He's trying to get a clip." I'm like, "No, I just don't have that good of an act." Dude, that's all it is.
Well, it's also like, but chasing. Like, I don't think. I think some people think that life isn't cyclical.
Yeah. I feel you.
You know.
Yeah.
That life doesn't like. Hey, man, whatever is hot right now.
That's what it's gonna be forever.
Yeah, people are like, nope, that's forever. It's always going to be.
Yeah.
And you can look back just in social media, which I think has taken every trend and killed the life of it.
Yeah, it's getting faster and faster.
Things that would last a year or two are now 3 months.
Do you remember like even like 90s 2000s like it was like even the beauty standards, like I think about this where it's like it was like be skinny, like the Posh Spice, like have thin eyebrows, and now everyone wants a fat ass and they want to look like they want your eyebrows. Every woman wants your eyebrows.
My big
yeah, they
really?
do. They want like the Lily Collins fluffed up eyebrows, the Kardashian lips, the fat ass.
Yeah,
and I was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that wasn't the thing. So it's like, it all switches based off of what we like.
Yeah.
So if you're chasing this thing, just be yourself, food.
Yeah, or anything.
Anything.
Just like figure out your own.
Just what you want to be.
Or just like try and be, because that's the thing you don't see anymore at all, and it really bothers me. This is what, like, I got actually no actual beef with TikTok. Like, I'm almost
totally.
Yeah, it's like, but at the same time, what I do hate is that TikTok creates these templates for people to be like, I'm a creator, but you only use this, like, there's that one video, it's where like, it'll be like, it's a female or a person with a blanket walking to that, like a song, like a wee 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 wee, and it's always the same, like me going to tell my husband that I need him to kill a spider and my head hurts and rub my feet.
Yeah.
Like so many women use that
again and again and again and again and again. There's no originality.
Then there's like the same song used over and over again. There's like 5 songs on TikTok.
Yeah.
I put my armor on, say you know how strong I am, like that. And I like that song, but that fucking song, or that like the remix of that Future song, There's like the remix of
I can
the
hear you
Molly
do.
Percocet.
Yeah.
Percocet. No, there's like the remix, just the beat, which is a fucking amazing beat.
I like
But,
that one that's like, I'll be the match, you be the match, and then you do the fuse, and then be the match, and then, I don't know what it is, but I'll be showering and shampooing, and I wear the hat in the shower, and I'm shampooing my hat, and I'm singing, I'll just sing that.
You gotta wash that hat. It's a dirty hat. The hat gets dirty. It ain't actually camouflage. You just ain't showered today. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, but it encourages people to call themselves creators when all they're doing is taking templates.
Yeah, you're a hologram of a person.
Right.
You have
And
no
like-
fucking thoughts. You're taking something that you thought worked well. You know, you go to Times Square.
Like there's one really right now that I used to be like, oh, this is kind of hot. Now it fucking pisses me off. Where it's like, it'll be a chick like in like a baggy shirt, and she'll be like tugging on it.
Oh yeah,
and it'll be
yeah.
like and you hear like the gun, like the
And then it's her tits.
and then she's in a bikini, and you're like, I mean, just do something. Just do it.
Yeah.
There's thousands of, or like the person just mouthing the lyric, the lip
very
sync popular saying from a movie, or like the line from a dialogue.
Why am I watching this?
But those people are like content creators, and you're like, that is not creating.
You're doing nothing.
Some people get Netflix specials by lip syncing what other people say.
I mean,
Really?
and
It's happened.
It's happened, and like
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's happened. And like that's like,
Oh my god! And they're
call yourself a
fucking
cover
here
band.
tonight. Get out here yourself.
this whole thing is just like,
It's like that Seinfeld episode.
what the
Merv
fuck?
Griffin show.
Yeah. I'm actually on your podcast somehow. Wait, what?
Switch it.
Yeah.
We planned the whole thing. No, I didn't know that. That's fuck. That's upsetting. That's really upsetting.
But I mean, like that's some like okay.
Yeah, because also those guys, the people producing shit, I mean, they also just want something that's popular because they want to sell it. So they're like, how do we take that thing that you rebrand you, sell it to what we do? And then you're so far removed from the original source that you don't even know what you're digesting anymore, you know?
Well, I mean, you talk about food, you talk about the turkey and the wolf. This does seem like we're trying to get sponsorship. We're not. But I am saying, like, sandwiches are not trendy anymore.
Yeah,
They never were. Sandwiches are like a staple.
Joe DeRosa. Hope you listen to it.
Take that, you fuck. Oh, you put pearly tomatoes on there? Who gives a shit? But like, that dude was like, you know what? I mean, I think there's 4 menu items at the Turkey and the Wolf.
I like it when it's
and they're
limited.
all fucking delicious.
I like it when it's limited, you know, because it's
that
like,
place from sun up till sundown. There's a line from the moment they open.
Yeah, it's cool
to the moment they close.
It's like a Texas barbecue joint. You know, you come in, they're like, we close when we're out of stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. They go, we're closed when we have no more food left, and it's usually by 4 p.m. They're like, we're done.
But I also love that they're not like that place isn't like there's a quinoa bowl with we can do a bowl version.
So
of that.
here's the whole like when I think about food, it's like I always think about like there's this great book called Fat, Salt, Acid, Heat. Have you heard that one? I forgot what's like the exact
Fat, Salt, Acid, Heat.
Yeah, that's like basically the idea.
Sounds like a Prodigy album title.
Yeah,
it's like a wait.
I love the Prodigy. God, that's a good.
Not Prodigy. What's that other fucking group like a crystal meth?
Yeah, crystal meth.
Fat, Acid, Heat. What's that again?
Yeah. Fat, Salt, Acid, Heat.
Oh, yeah.
And the idea is that like every good meal should have a balance between those 4 things. Fat is where flavor comes from. You need salt. You need some acid just to cut it, and some heat,
some temperature.
And so like everything. I mean, even in good comedy, good art, whatever, there should be some balance. What I hate is like when someone is clearly selling you some shit that you're like, you put too much of. Right. There's no balance in this thing. You don't need 18 ingredients. You could do something amazing with 4 to 5 things, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
I've seen like carbonara with caviar, and that's it. And I'm like, that looks so decadent and great. And you didn't like add fucking 19 ingredients to it. It's 3 ingredients. It's egg yolk, pasta water, a little bit of cheese, and some caviar. And I'm like, that looks incredible.
Yeah.
But like that's where my brain goes. Where I'm like, when I see stuff like imbalanced, like someone's doing too much, I'm like, just do less,
or like do the things that are important. Because we're talking about food again. I fucking despise when a place puts presentation over functionality.
Absolutely.
I mean, dude, when you get like a club sandwich, like how the fuck am I supposed to put that in my mouth? Yeah. It's stacked this high. If I compress it, I can't open I'm not a snake. I can't unhinge my fucking jaw and fit that in there. And I get it. It looks, I mean, not just a club, any sandwich where you're like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
There's no way to attack this.
Right.
There's no way to attack
or
this.
Or sometimes when you get like, you'll go to like I mean, this is very common, but you'll go to like a nicer place and you're like, that's it? That's the meal?
That's my whole, like, it works both sides.
Yeah.
You can't pull out a fucking 14-inch plate and there's 2 bites in the middle and you're like, here you go. And you're like, no, I hate this. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Dude, presentation over functionality.
There's got to be a balance.
I get that it looks pretty. And that predates like Instagram opportunities.
I was gonna say it's like hot comics. You're like you're allowed to be a hot comedian, but you have to be funny.
Yeah. I ain't got no problem with how you look.
Yeah.
As long as whatever you say,
just make it funny.
Yeah. Or like bands.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't give a shit how cool you look playing the guitar. Can you play the fucking guitar?
Does it sound good?
Yeah.
Is there actual substance here? Or am I just watching a bunch of hot people?
I don't care how much of a fuck you don't give. But does your not giving a fuck lead to actual interesting lyrics? And good tunes?
Nirvana didn't give a fuck. I mean, one of the best bands in the world.
I mean, and also did they not give a fuck?
That's true. Yeah. They presented the whole like.
I mean, that's a beef of mine. Is if you don't give a fuck, we'd never know who you were.
That's true.
We
Yeah,
would
so
never
it's like a
even know
lie.
your name.
It's
You'd
sort
go
of
live
like
out in the fucking woods, not caring. The not give a fuck persona is so goddamn transparent.
Yeah,
because you obviously give enough of a fuck to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
I've only met a few people who are so like, because we're both talkative, like kind of up people,
just uppity
like
pieces of
fucking. We just which I love hanging out with the guys.
Yeah.
It's always fun. But there's a couple of people I met that they're not putting on a front. They're genuinely their rhythm is slower.
Sure.
Shang Wang, good example.
Yeah,
he's a very
chill,
but he's a chill,
just
like
mellow.
He's not giving a fuck. He's
that guy's
always
resting
just
heartbeats,
like
48.
Yeah,
48.
Like you'll say this whole thing and he'll be like, damn, yeah. You're like, this is amazing that you're.
He's got just manatee energy.
It's cool.
He's just floating around, living life. Yeah, that guy's. That's
he's riding that wave. So when it's genuine to you.
Yeah.
So it's just be you. Be who you are. Don't. I don't know, man. Like that's not you. Then don't do that.
I mean,
don't
dude, if you had like a sort of, I don't know, like a Men in Black version of like the neuralizer that just you could flash and it made people forget the persona they were putting on.
Yeah.
Be pretty interesting. Just to flash it on someone who's like, and all of a sudden like, I'm afraid. I'm afraid all the time. And they start crying. And it's like, all their cool just goes away.
Every bartender would crumble in the city.
Yeah. Well, also vice versa too. Like people who act like sheepish. You flash and suddenly like, man, fuck all y'all. I own all you bitches. I'll fucking murder everyone in this room.
I think you're describing acid.
Just give
everybody acid. Everyone's like, yeah, why do I do this thing? I don't know why I act this way.
Have you ever done ayahuasca?
Not ayahuasca, but I did a lot of aphid back in college. A lot of
aphid?
Aphid.
Well, see, that's the thing. I've talked to ayahuasca people who are like, it's not the same. It is 100%.
I'm kind of. I don't really indulge in hallucinogens anymore. I'm trying to find the center.
Yeah.
Without it.
You ever have a bad trip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ever have a great trip though?
Yeah. That's why I did it a bunch. But it actually did kind of fuck my head up for a couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, it's just, you know what it is? It's like, I think like when people talk about like killing your ego and stuff that you should ideally do in an ideal world.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's hard to balance that with how the world works, because the world requires you to have some ego to function.
Right.
So you don't want to be the like hacky sack, like, it's cool, dude. But it's like, get a job. Like you need to work and have a place. Yeah. So there's some part of it that I wasn't, I think I had gone too far. I had gone too internal, like too far over the line. So to get back to center, which is what stand-up kind of brought back, because I was like performing, and I was like, oh yeah, this is all okay.
Yeah,
it kind of like brought me back.
Did you have a couple years where you were just like?
I was just like zoned out. I was just like checked out mentally.
Yeah,
and
just floating around.
Yeah, every little thing was too big of a deal, and you can't walk around life like that. You can't walk around being like, oh my God, the sun is right. Oh, the sun's rising. Oh my God, the sun's rising. It's like, yeah, we know. I have to get to work. You can't do that. Like, it's not a way to. Or someone said something wrong. Like, what do you mean? Why do they say it like that? Do you think it's because they're struggling? Well, everyone's struggling. It's like you're so.
Is the wind gonna keep blowing?
Yeah, like you're so.
It's cold.
You're so everything's so magnified, and the grandiose nature of all of it became too overwhelming. And in a certain way, you're almost like stifled to move because it's too much. It's too much. It's it's a George Harrison thing. It's all too much.
Was this just one hit?
No. I didn't even take an acid yet. This was actually before I started.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Someone should be like, hey, man, maybe start you. Dude.
That was after like, a couple of years of trying to find some I don't know, deeper thing that we all do,
Yeah, sure, dude.
But I don't know.
Dude, 1 year. This is my. So
anyways, that's my beef. It's with fucking acid.
We'll get back to this. Don't worry.
Okay.
1 year, I was 19 years old, and my girlfriend at the time was 18. Right? She was. I was fresh out of high school. She was a senior in high school. Right. Mm-hmm. So
also nice.
Oh yeah, bro. Whole year. But so long. I mean, we don't have time to dig into this, but we'll just kind of touch on it. That year, spring break, weird car accident. She broke, both of her legs broke. Got both of her legs broken. It was fucking weird. It was bad. But she was, good. She's good now. She's great. Her legs healed eventually. But for prom, she was in a wheelchair. Right? Oof. So we go to her prom. Everybody's making the best of it.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to go hang out at the after prom party. She's like, it's just fucking weird.
Yeah, of course.
And my friends at the time were all gathered at my buddy's house, just having like a little. She's like, let's go there.
Yeah.
We go. What I didn't realize till we got there was everyone sugar cubed. Everyone took like.
Oh.
Right. So there was about 8 guys there when we first arrived.
I don't like those stories like.
Yeah.
When
like
I didn't tell anybody that.
Well, no, they knew it. They knew it.
Oh, they knew it. Okay,
but it was liquid. It was. They all took a drop.
One drop.
Sugar, not realizing that was condensed.
That's a lot of
so
shit.
So they all took like 6 or 7 hits or whatever it was. Like so. The first thing was when we walked in, my friend, a buddy of mine. I won't use anybody's name. Buddy number 1 was just sort of staring. We walk into the house, he's just like at the kitchen table just staring, and I go, hey man, what's up? And he looks up and he sees my girlfriend in the wheelchair. He goes, what the fuck did you do, man? and I was like, no, I told you. Like, you knew that. What do you think you mean? And he got real weird. And then
what did you do?
Everyone was weird about it. Everyone was just so like, I'd come wheeling in.
Too much.
And they were just like, everyone was real weird about the person.
Yeah. Because your dial is so turned up. You put the stove on like extreme high, and you're like,
all of a sudden, and then my one buddy who was like my main friend who was there, who we could. I was like, "Where's?" I'm gonna call. He's friend number. I was like, "Where's?"
What the hell did you do? It's so funny.
Like, what the hell did you do? But I was like, "Nah." But we found my one friend, and he was just in the garage by himself. I'm like, "Dude, you all right? What the fuck's going on?" He's like, I think everybody's tripping too hard, man." He's like, "I think here's what I'm gonna do, man. Like one by one, I'm pretty sure I can get everybody coming here." And like I can use that knife. I could kill, like as I kill everyone, I could put them in the car, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, you could fit like I don't know how many bodies can you fit in that car? You think?
Holy
like, what are you saying to me
dude.
right now, man? He's like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill anyone. Yeah, I don't want to kill anyone. I'm like, are you all right? He's like, yeah, I gotta take a walk. Like you don't know, you probably don't need to take a walk. Actually,
yeah. This is
and
like
I basically just like ignored my girlfriend. She was entertained by the guys, but I had to like talk to my one friend the whole time. I'm like,
dude,
you're not gonna kill anyone though, right? And you don't want to. And he's like, no, of course I don't. But I could. But I don't want to.
Yeah.
And it was just this level of when he eventually came down.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is though? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's fine.
What I realized is like it's the same thing. Like all like you can't prescribe the same drugs to everybody. Like some people have allergies, right? Like you have like you can't eat this, you can't have this drug. In the same way, it's like I'm like legalize weed. Like if you like it and it works for you, like it's great. No one that I know that smokes weed is like a horrible person.
No.
But I'm like with acid and stuff like that. It just whatever you have deep in there, it takes it out.
Oh yeah.
So if you have some dark shit, like it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
And maybe it's best put in the box.
Maybe it's supposed to. I mean,
don't open the Jumanji thing. Leave it in there.
Everybody's got the safe in there.
Yeah. So if you've, for me, like what I found out was like my own fears, my own insecurities, whatever that came out. that some part of me was like, oh, you know, that's going to be something to work on.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, what if I just killed them all? Oh, no, close the box. Like, you know,
well, dude, that led to many conversations over the years prior or post.
Yeah.
Just being like, so remember that time you were tripping so hard, you
wanted to kill
you
everybody?
were just devising a plan to murder everyone at this party. He's like, I know, man. I mean, I'm still very close. That's still my boy. Like,
of course,
he's not a murderer, but
yeah, but he's got it in him. But he's got it in him.
There was one night where it was like, I could do it though, pretty easy.
My friend, you know Trey in Houston.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he has this joke sometimes where he's like, and I love it. He goes like, it only takes some things only take one time.
Yeah,
like if you have anal, that's a part of what you do. But if you fuck a goat, you're the guy that fucks goats now.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if you only did it once,
just once,
that doesn't mean that you didn't do it more times because of anything else other than that's who you are.
That's what you
in
do.
your heart. You're a goat fucker.
Yep. You saw goat vagina.
And you said
I have to put my penis into that. Like I need to understand. There's no level of horny. That's a specific. That's like that. The person who
unless you're
fucks
the
a
devil,
goat,
it sounds like what the devil would do if he was horny.
Sure. I mean, but that's also like I almost feel bad for a goat fucker knowing that every time they had sex with a woman, they were like, God, this is disgusting.
This is not the same. I can't put this Rams helmet on.
God damn it! It doesn't have hooves.
Why, you like football? Yeah, sure.
It doesn't have hooves and stink like BO. But not even BO, like Geo, goat odor. Go. Oh man. That's
Geo.
I would actually but if I'm deep diving, I would like to walk up on I would actually love to walk in on somebody fucking a goat. Just to be like yeah, now I know.
Now
I know who you are.
Yeah. One time we used to work at it was like me and like two comics used to work at this web company. And
now Internet web.
Yeah.
Sure
We weren't
not
in the corners of every office, just building our brand. But
Spider Co.
I walked in, my friend with talking about food and stuff. I caught him opening up a Nutter Butter, and he was putting an Oreo inside. And he was closing it, and I walked in, and I go, what? He goes, oh no! There's just so much shame because he caught me in his dessert wizardry. He was having a private dessert, and he's like, oh, this bite's gonna be so good. There's peanut butter inside and
you're like, it's okay,
and I was like, oh, that's fine. And then he was just like, oh man, now I'm the guy that you saw happen. I was like, I've always known that about you.
Also, that's an okay guy to be.
Yeah. Is that you're indulgent on sweet treats?
This guy's like the fucking Dr. Moreau of cookies. Great. Not a fucking issue. That's an okay guy to be.
Doing his little experiments in his office, yeah.
Just as long as you don't fucking make... Actually, that would be a good dessert store.
What?
Or dessert store. What
dessert
the fuck is
store.
that? A cafe where it's like, you take Oreos and mix them with Nutter Butters. You're taking Butterfinger and like grinding it up with...
Mayhem.
I don't fucking know. Babe Ruth. Baby Ruth.
I always think about this. This is one of my favorite jokes. I heard it on from Nick Mullen. This was like back when CISO had that like New York comedy competition series or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
But he had this specific joke. It was like the idea was like he's like, remember the '90s whenever they wanted to introduce a new flavor of cereal, they always went, there was an accident at the factory.
Oh,
and I was just like, oh, like it hit me. It hit me to my just nostalgic 8-year-old. I was like, and you would do the whole commercial act. And he goes, we lost a lot of good men. Those were union men. And that's how they had to introduce the new flavor. And I was like, wow, that's so fucking funny.
They show the actual.
Yeah, it's chaos. It's mutilation.
There are widows weeping over these new Count Chocula Cheerios. And that's all they have.
It was so specific. I was like, it's so good.
Yeah, but that's also, I mean, back to your point.
Yes.
It's all that, though, I guess. I don't mind there being shit like that pops up. Trendy, dumb shit. I just hate when everyone jumps on board.
No, trends are, I mean, it's fine. It's why we have clothes the way we do, music we listen to, whatever, food stuff. Like, one of the things like I had that just made the list, it's on the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
It's the birria trucks. Here's the thing, because I like birria tacos.
Wait, this list is fucking interesting. Can I just say all this out loud?
Go for it. I keep a running list.
All right, hold on. Squid ink pasta.
Fuck you.
I mean, just right off the bat.
Oh, you're black? Oh, sorry, pasta of color.
Yeah. I want black teeth. Yeah. Also, eating squid ink.
It's not It doesn't. It's a little bit tastes a little bit more irony. That's about it. Don't sell me on it.
Okay, all right.
Can I jump in? I'm sorry.
Please.
You haven't had good squid ink pasta.
Oh,
Fresh-made, scratch-made squid ink pasta
Yeah?
is like nothing else you've ever
Really?
especially if it's paired properly with like a nice shellfish.
yes.
Like
Okay.
like a fresh shrimp or something.
Yeah.
It just the whole thing elevates, and it's actually. I'm getting chills right now. I'm such a fat loser.
No,
this
this is
so
the whole.
good.
Someone
It's
else.
so good.
My brother and I argued about this because you're probably right. He said the same thing. He's like, dude, there's such a specific taste to it, and I was like, the ones that I had, I was like, this just felt like. I'm like, okay, it's cool, but like.
It can be a gimmick, but cuttlefish ink is usually what they use, and it's not actually squid ink.
Yeah.
And if it's done right, it's like there's a place in Astoria called Via Via. It's a Roman Italian restaurant. Not to get plugs, but they do an incredible squid ink. The guy hand rolls it himself. It's unbelievable.
I gotta get that right before I leave because
I use Bic ink.
I use ballpoint.
I use Bic ink tortellini.
Don't read the reviews on my Yelp.
That's also just one of those. That's also just one of those moments of like, hey, when you squeeze this squid, this black shit comes out. You want to eat it? All right, wedge salad. Anything Pizza Hut that isn't pizza?
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Just Pizza Hut, just be you.
All right.
Just stop folding it and telling me that's a new item. Yeah, you folded the pizza. Oh, this crust goes to the edge. Okay.
Is that not a calzone?
It's all the same. It's all the
Wait,
same.
angel hair pasta?
Fuck you.
You don't like thin?
It's too thin. What am I, a child? What am I, 8 years old?
So if you've ever had angel hair squid ink pasta, you just lose your shit.
I
take
have
out the whole
killed
restaurant?
4 restaurant owners.
Okay. Wait, white dude fusion mashup. What do you mean?
It's like a
you
white
mean
guy's like
Korean shepherd pie.
Yeah, and there's like
Yeah.
a white guy in the back, and he's like, "Well, one time I went to Korea, and this is an Indian dude," and you're like, "You should not be touching any of this."
Oh, yeah,
You're just a stoner. You're just a stoner.
Yeah. I mean, actually, there are a lot of like white dude dishes where it's like, let's lean into that. Make bangers and mash amazing. You know, I also shepherd pie is my
Shepherd's
fucking
pie fucking rules.
boneless wings. I mean, I gotta disagree with you on that. I like to just. That's if you just are like drunk and want such like.
Yeah, but it's not a wing. Don't call it wings.
Call it a nugget.
Call it a nut. Call
Okay.
it a tender. Chopped
Ooh,
up.
the next one I really got to jump on board with you because it bothers me. This one Mike's not gonna like though. Open face sandwiches.
Dude, just close the sandwich.
Just give me a fucking sandwich,
Just
bro.
close the sandwich.
Or give me 2 sandwiches.
yeah, I'll put them together for you.
or give me the open face sandwich and then a side plate with 2 slices of bread.
Yes.
I agree wholly. Open
you
face
do?
sandwiches are. What are we doing?
Yeah.
The only
Did you
open
run
fa-
out of bread? Is that what it is?
The
We
only
gotta stretch the bread today, boys.
That's probably how it started.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, we only got 2 slices of bread and too much
done.
meat.
But
Yeah.
open face between a sandwich. So regular
Clean.
slice bottom, slice top, and then a gravy soaked slice in the middle.
Oh yeah.
See, you could make an open face, a closed face, and keep all the elements.
Okay.
And it's
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah.
party.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a party.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only open
It's
face
a
sandwich.
party.
Buddy.
It's everybody just chewing, just bibs, just fucking the fucking Chemical Brothers.
pressure's
That-
through the
that- Salt, heat, sweat, love, whatever it's called.
Love.
Just
Fuck, marry, pray, kill, acid, heat.
All this sounds like what my heart does when I eat anything with gravy.
Your heart just looks like a rave where you replace ecstasy with fucking open face sandwiches with hoagies.
The only open face sandwich that gets a pass is the bagel with lox.
The best sandwich,
If you do that, I'm like,
Right.
you know what? You don't have to close it off. The lox is the
in my opinion,
closer.
the best sandwich out there, and it's a New Orleans sandwich. And I'm sorry, Turkey and the Wolf, but I bet the guy would agree with me. It's called an All That Jazz.
Oh, okay.
It is available at Verdi Mart only, which is the closest thing New Orleans has to like a bodega. But it is as follows: turkey, ham, all toasted, turkey, ham, shrimp, grilled shrimp too.
Wild move on that
Grilled
one.
shrimp.
Yeah.
Sautéed mushrooms, I think provolone, mozzarella, a special sauce on a seeded French bread roll.
Wow.
Sesame seeded. It is
Provolone and mozz.
Yeah, it's a fucking bad. It's a night ender. If you
Yeah,
eat it-
yeah, if
Oh,
you
and
eat that.
tomato and grilled tomato. Yeah, there it is. If you eat
Wow.
a full one of those,
Holy
your
shit.
night is done.
And your
So that might be
morning
cheddar,
is
actually.
shot too.
But dude, all that jazz is fucking baller-tastic. Shout out to Verdi Mart as well. Cauliflower steak. I've never even had this.
You know when they like cut it up, like I'm like, don't cut it up and call it steak.
Oh, it's in the same way as like a wedge salad where you're like, just cut this fucking bad boy up a little bit.
Like if you're gonna cut it that way, don't call it a steak.
Yeah.
Like it's like tofurkey. I'm like, just be tofu. It's fine. I don't need you to be a separate.
That's the thing with me.
I don't need you to be a separate entity.
Dude, I think all fake meat producers are missing an opportunity to have a little fucking fun with it. Instead of like seitan chicken or like, you know, will they still make it like they name it
It's
after?
gotta be, it's gotta
like,
be the meat.
Why isn't it brontosaurus meat?
Yeah.
You know?
Go a step further.
Like just use your imagination. Like we know it's not turkey.
Yeah.
Instead of calling it tofurkey, call it fucking pterodactyl steak.
Fuck
You know?
yourself.
Did you see what Arby's did last year?
No, what?
no,
They
what
did a thing called they were like everyone's doing vegetable based meat.
Yeah.
So they made meat based vegetables. It was like a
That's-
promo they did. It wasn't real, but they were advertising for these carrots made it fully out of meat.
Oh, is that? Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's meat based vegetables. They were like everyone's on the craze. We're doing meat based vegetables. We have the meat.
Well, I officially side. I'm officially an Arby's guy.
That's crazy.
So funny.
I'm gonna go get Arby's after this. I'm gonna, just to support. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
that was really
What kind of meat do you think that is? Though?
Who cares? I mean, it wasn't real. So
It looks
what
like
kind
hot
of meat do they
dogs.
have in general? Nobody knows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just meat. It's just from the meat pile.
We have the meats. They say it, the meats.
Deconstructed items. You hate that.
Yeah.
We already got that. Turmeric milk.
Yeah, it's a new thing that made the list like in the last month. Do you guys know what that is?
I know the seasoning.
It's like no, it's like called like golden milk.
Yeah, it's just milk and turmeric.
Yeah, and it's like something like as an Indian, like I'm East African Indian, right? So like when I was a kid, that's something that my mom would make when you were sick. So like if you were sick, it was like a home remedy of like, oh, you got a sore throat and upset stomach. You'd have some. It's called haldi.
Okay.
Haldi is like Hindi for turmeric, and so it's like have some the haldi milk, right? And so it made your teeth yellow and you look like a crackhead at the end of it, and it was nice and
You
warm.
felt like a crackhead too.
Yeah.
You're just out there in the streets, fucking.
But now white women have co-opted it at like Starbucks and like little coffee shops and stuff, and now they're paying $8 a glass for it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like tri-tip being a fancy dish. You know, it's like tri-tip used to be like the end of the end. So to take something like that.
Isn't that the same thing with flank steak that like used to be like the?
Yeah, it's like the shitty part of the thing. So it's like you took, and you call it golden milk. Like, ooh, this Indian elixir is so, and you're like, fuck you, man. Like,
It's like we find out in India, like there's Pepto-Bismol smoothies.
yeah, that's perfect.
They're just like, ooh, Pepto-Bismol floats and just swept.
Yeah,
It sounds like your list. You just walked through an Erewhon grocery store and you just went, everything is no.
I actually get mad. That's when I was thinking about. I was thinking about this, and I was like, oh, I already have this list of things.
Wait, now what's wrong with birria trucks?
Okay, so here's when we're talking about trends. So I was in Bushwick, local reference. I was in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And the birria is amazing. Birria tacos are amazing. I love birria tacos. They've been blowing up the last like year and a half. But
I don't think I've had one yet.
they're great. It's basically like the taco, like with the consomme. You fry it in it, you grill it in it, and you have the rest of the consomme to dip in. So you have this sort of like au jus for Mexican
Mike's
food.
back there. Just went into
it's fucking incredible,
just
bro.
went into another plane of existence.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But
Birria tacos are incredible. Yeah.
But I was in Bushwick, and they had like literally 6 birria trucks across from each other.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, you don't need 6 of them.
You don't need.
And I'm
6
like, what
food
happened
trucks.
is the trend happened, so everyone went, why don't we all do the same thing? Sure. And so then it became this thing where you're watching this lithograph of a lithograph of a lithograph where I'm like, do we need, like, the trend has gone so far that the tacos are now on the list, not because they're bad, but because we need to stop it. We need to stop it. That's really it. I just need a TV timeout from birria.
Yeah. I also like. Well, actually, I take that back because I do like food trucks a lot. But also, yes, the food truck trends. Because for a long ass time, and it still kind of is.
Yeah.
In Williamsburg, also Brooklyn, it was arepa.
Yeah, arepas. That was huge.
That was just fucking. But I love that shit.
It's
but
great.
when there's 5 of them on one block, you're like, well,
I don't need 5 choices
or just
of the
go
same.
park somewhere else. Go find a new.
That's it.
You know, I mean, and when I first
totally agree.
When I first moved to New York, now this was probably going on before I moved here. When I moved here in 07, it was halal trucks.
Yeah.
And those were everywhere.
Go back to my country. That's what I say.
Yeah. Go have a Pepto-Bismol smoothie. Pepto-Birria.
I mean, it still ends up in the same...
Birria-Bismol? I mean, yeah, they end up in the same... If you have
same thing.
Too much of one, you're going to
go the other way. You're going to go the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's... Okay, we know what the beef is.
Yeah.
It's that no one wants to actually take a chance on themselves anymore.
That's
because doing jumping in on the status quo seems like instant success.
Yeah.
For so many people, they think like, nope, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
What's everybody else doing? I'm gonna do the same thing.
I'm gonna do the same thing. And fuck you.
And it's also why you have so many unhappy, but also in a version of the world. Because I argue this a lot, but and it's unnerving how many people disagree with me on this. But like, there is a version of society where everyone makes money, but no one's rich and no one's poor. And I'm not talking about socialism. I'm talking about a version of America where it's like you got millionaires still, and then you got people making $80,000.
You're talking about a middle class existing.
A middle class existing.
Which is getting wiped away systematically and has been for fucking decades.
20, 30 years now.
Even worse,
maybe
like
longer.
I love finance. I'm always reading up on it. But especially post-pandemic, that whole, I mean, that's gonna...
I had to like, and I'm not embarrassed to admit this. I think we all kind of had this. About a year ago, I had to swear off Amazon.
Oh, really?
Just because it was like, it just became too, because, you know.
It's too easy.
It's too fucking easy. And I was like, no. Take the goddamn time.
Dude.
Actually,
I had this literally written down. I go, even if we wanted to do a revolution, like if we wanted to fight the system, everyone would sit around and be like, okay, we should go on Amazon and get like a guillotine. Like we would have to order the guillotine to kill from Prime.
Yeah, so from Prime.
We don't know how to get one. Like the only way we would take down the man, we're like, all right, well, do you have a Prime membership? All right, we'll get the best guillotine.
Dude, I'm gonna get name droppery for a second here because this was like, so you know, I'm currently on tour opening for David Cross.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Awesome.
No,
awesome.
you got that's incredible.
And
I
got to hang out with him and Bob Odenkirk, which was like insane.
That's amazing.
Like, you're with the two guys. I'm like, these are two guys that made me want to like believe I could do this.
That's amazing.
And it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But Bob has a book out right now called like comedy drama. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I'll order your book. And he's like, no, I'll give you one. I'm like, no, let me support. And David's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm gonna order it. He's like, don't do that. He's like, go. He's like, you live in Brooklyn. We both we live in like the same neighborhood.
Yeah, go to the.
He's like, there are 3 bookstores in our neighborhood that probably carry Bob's book. Like, support that shit. And I was like, no, you're right.
Yeah.
The thing of just like, take a fucking 25 minutes.
Spend a couple of more.
But it's so easy just to like.
It's so easy, yeah.
But it's like the version of society where all that goes away.
Yeah.
And there's only Amazon and there's only Disney. And you have to choose a side. And
I'm of the mindset, like we can go into this so deep, but I'm of the mindset that, and it's already started happening. Like Apple has an Apple card, like you can have a credit card with Apple. Monopoly laws are getting taken away. So what's going to happen eventually? I'm not saying it's tomorrow. I'm not saying it's 10 years, but I do see down the line their next step. Remember, Amazon started off as a bookstore. It's a fucking bookstore.
Speaking of books,
now they sell you everything. It's just they're only one step away from becoming banks. So Apple will be going to finance. Amazon will go into finance. Google will go into finance.
Everybody will.
And then they're going to go further in. Well, they will combine. Literally, like when you're playing Monopoly, you partner with somebody because you're like, I'm out of money, and you're going to start seeing like Google and Apple go against Amazon, and like it'll start getting so bad that you'll have 3 choices. And over again, it's going to get closer to no choice, less and less choices.
And then
and that's it.
And hopefully,
then you have a birria fucking taco and you die.
Yeah, it's just one. You're born. There's one giant birria taco in front of you, and by the time you try to stay alive and finish it, what happens if you finish it? You just die.
That's it.
What if I die before I finish it? Good.
We're going to bury you
having something to look forward to.
We're going to bury you in that Amazon pile.
Yeah.
Mass grave sponsored by Amazon.
In the turmeric milk river. We just throw you. We just fucking Viking funeral in that shit.
That's what's coming up, man.
That's also, man.
I'm telling you, watch when you're going to start seeing, and they'll eventually start stepping into finance. You're going to see the first Apple bank, first Amazon bank, like the physical hardcore location.
Dude, look, think about this. Rewind a little bit. Like, they all did it by stepping into entertainment first.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Apple Studios, Amazon Studios.
Everybody, I mean, like...
A fucking bookstore.
Yeah.
A goddamn computer company.
A computer company. The bookstore...
A computer company now makes all of the movies.
Well, also, and I know I'm probably not 100% correct here, but I'm pretty sure Amazon also owns all of the servers that every streaming service runs through or on. I'm not technically savvy enough to know that, but I heard that once, that like Amazon actually owns everything.
Yeah, it's the same thing like how Viacom owns like 18 different networks and it's all it's like I heard like the same thing happens like Trader Joe's. Like you go to Trader Joe's and you know, like all the brands that you get at Trader Joe's, they're all Trader Joe's brands. And they're just made to make you feel like you have options, but really you're just buying from Trader Joe's. So all those little brands, they're all made up brands.
Oh, I see.
They're all owned by Trader. Like,
I see. Okay.
They're not real brands.
I thought you were talking about
you're in a Play grocery store.
Yeah.
And
you're standing in line. You're standing in line to go to a Play grocery store.
There's a Freakonomics episode about this where like they break down why it worked is instead of giving you 20 choices, they bought all 4 choices. They rebranded each one under them. Then you buy and you're like, oh, I'm getting like one of these. It's like it's all them. And so you're getting forced this like illusion. And the same thing's happening right now. It's like,
do you think though, and this might be a little extreme, but I believe this, that every time someone, like I know it's hard opening a restaurant, but I believe take a chance instead of franchising one.
Oh yeah. It's just people like people get to the age where they're just like, I just want more money.
Right.
I don't give a shit about anything.
Like in everything we're talking about, like every trend, if you're a creator, like actually create something on your own. Instead of just jumping on board the trend. Like I do hate that TikTok. I think Instagram does this now. You get more plays if you use a song or a sound bite.
It's insane.
And it's like, but that's just that's corralling you into these options. And you just start giving them what they want, making it easier for them to market.
All praise is due to the almighty algorithm. That's what we were playing to.
Exactly. And it's like the more you fucking succumb to that, the easier it is for these bigger entities to soak up every option.
This was the premise behind 1984. This was literally the premise behind 1984. Like if you read 1984.
Do you want to, speaking of the combo of everything in the media, do you, maybe I'm blowing your mind, maybe not.
No. Tell me. I love this conversation.
Was the founder of Pixar?
No.
Do you know?
Was it Steve Jobs?
Woody?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, right? Yeah, I thought it was Steve Jobs.
Created Pixar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when he was kicked out of Apple, he's like, well, I know the future.
And he went into and now
computerized movies, and then he did it, and now Pixar is one of the biggest studios out there.
Pixar's the fucking.
It's Disney. They broke off from Disney, became part of Disney again.
Yeah.
Huge, massive.
I can't prove that we're not owned by Disney right now.
That's a good point.
Take off a hat. There's a smaller Disney hat.
Yeah. I can't wait till Disney eventually does like Disney X. And it's just like adult. It's just like they're the adult because they're going to. There's no way that's not going to happen.
That's so fucking upsetting.
Again, like you just said, probably not tomorrow.
It's not tomorrow, but I mean, you could see
there's going to be Disney X.
You could see the pathway, and I'm like,
because dude, think how much money they would make if they took like Goofy's banging Minnie Mouse.
Oh. I mean, people are already doing it on the side. Like
know,
they're already drawing.
Like, fuck it, if they're already doing it,
we might as well.
We own these.
Oh, totally.
We own these characters.
Yeah. We should make some money off of this.
And people are gonna watch it, and people are gonna yoink to it, and people are gonna. I might even yoink to it once just to be like, why not?
I keep saying. I said this yesterday. I was like, doing comedy right now. It feels like playing the violin on the Titanic. We're just like, this shit's going down. We're like, what's the deal? You're like, what the fuck is happening right now?
The Titanic, if every now and again, like a life raft.
Yeah, just kind of
like, oh, it's gonna float for a little bit longer. Okay, do we keep playing? Oh shit, here we go again. Yeah.
Like that's, I mean, and then it's eventually going to be where you're just seeing the end up stick up, and we're just going vertically down, just Dante's Inferno all the way down to the depths of hell.
And then there's going to be a part where we're all just, some of us drown, some of us are floating.
Yeah.
And some of us are like, you're gonna die, an old woman, warm in your bed. And some of us are going to be like, wake up, Jack, wake up, I'll never let go. But then some of us are going to blow that fucking whistle and change our last names. and ride horses. And ride horses and be an actress and then die an old woman and throw the shit back into the water.
Yeah. There's gonna be it's just like that movie Don't Look Up, where like there's gonna be somebody at the end who still is going down and is like, follow me, don't forget to follow, smash that like button.
Yeah.
Slowly like underwater, still trying to get some semblance of meaning.
Yeah. And you know what? You know how you can prevent all this?
Avoid eating a wedge salad.
Yeah, brought it back.
There we go.
The beginning of the end. The wedge is the iceberg lettuce that took down the Titanic, baby. Fuck that shit. God.
Exceptional.
Damn, that was a wrap up. Plug some stuff. Plug it.
I don't know. You could follow you follow me at my name, Zahid Dewji. It's on everything. Shows. I'll be opening up for Whitney Cummings at the end of June in Brea, California.
I think I'm doing a Burt cruise with her. I don't know her. So.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I really want to go on that because Andrew's also opening up for Mark, and Mark's on that thing too.
Oh sweet.
So I was like, that would be such a fun cruise for like 4 days. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Well, either way, see this motherfucker. Zahid is one of my boys.
Thanks, bud.
We have a great time together. He's funny as hell on stage. We didn't even get into fucking half our story.
You're one of my favorite. You're one of my favorite comics.
We'll have you back.
Absolutely
We'll have you
love
back
hanging out
100
with you.
times.
Okay,
Love you, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Beef cooked.